Drugged by my ex, I woke with memories of a red-haired woman who still haunts my dreams. The bitter tang of roofies lingered on my tongue like a bad hangover from hell, but it was the dream that clawed at me first. Not just any dream. A feverish reel of crimson hair spilling like wildfire across sweat-damp sheets, green eyes locking onto mine with a hunger that made my chest ache even now, hours later. I bolted upright in my cramped Astoria bedroom, sheets twisted around my legs like restraints, heart slamming against my ribs. The clock blinked 6:47 a.m. Gray October light seeping through the blinds, carrying the distant rumble of the N train. My head throbbed, a dull hammer behind my eyes, and for a split second I couldn't remember my own name. Elena Reyes. 28, freelance journalist scraping by on exposés about corrupt landlords and ghost kitchens in Queens. But right then all I could taste was betrayal and her. The redhead. Who the fuck was she? I stumbled to the bathroom mirror, splashing cold water on my face, but it didn't wash away the flashes. Her laugh, low and smoky like whiskey over ice, her fingers tracing the tattoo on my collarbone. A faded outline of the Brooklyn Bridge I'd gotten on a dare in college. We'd been tangled in some anonymous hotel room, the kind with threadbare carpets and neon signs buzzing outside. Her body arching under mine as rain pelted the window. God, the way she gasped my name, Elena, like it was a prayer and a curse. But it wasn't real. Couldn't be. Last night I'd been at that dive bar in Williamsburg, nursing a gin and tonic when Jake showed up. My ex. The one who'd promised forever before ghosting me for a tech bro phase in Silicon Valley. He'd slithered back into my life 6 months ago. All apologies and dimpled grins, swearing he'd changed. One drink, L. For old times. Yeah, right. My phone buzzed on the sink, 3 missed calls from him, a text. Hey babe, you okay? You dipped early. Bullshit. The glass he'd handed me, the way my vision blurred after the second sip, the cab ride home I barely recalled. He drugged me. Again. The first time was 2 years ago, a party favor at his going-away bash that left me puking in an alley. Him laughing it off as just helping you loosen up. I'd forgiven him then because love's a stupid bitch. But this was war. I gripped the porcelain, knuckles white, a low growl escaping my throat, the mirror fogged with my ragged breaths. And underneath it all her face flickered. Fiona, the name came unbidden, like a whisper from the ether. Fiona with the freckles dusting her nose like stars, her Irish lilt wrapping around words like love and stay. I dressed in yesterday's jeans and a faded Ramones tee, the fabric rough against my skin, still carrying the faint smoke from the bar. Coffee brewed in the kitchenette, its rich aroma cutting through the stale air, but I could only manage a sip before the nausea hit. Memories fragmented. Jake's hand on my thigh too tight, his breath hot against my ear. You're mine, L, always will be. Then nothing. Blackout. Until her. How did she fit? I scrolled my phone, desperate for clues, thumb freezing on an old photo from a gallery opening last spring. There she was, Fiona O'Connor, the painter whose abstract storms had gone viral on Instagram. I'd interviewed her for a piece on queer artists reclaiming space in Bushwick. We clicked over cheap Merlot. Her stories of immigrating from Dublin at 22. Trading pints for paintbrushes. But it ended there. A lingering hug, her number burning a hole in my pocket I never called. Jake had crashed that night, jealous as hell, deleting her contact while I slept off the wine. Fuck. Was that it? Some subconscious bleed from the drug dredging up what ifs? I grabbed my keys, the jangle echoing in the empty apartment, my neighbor's muffled argument seeping through the walls. Baby, please just listen. The elevator creaked down to the street, where autumn leaves skittered like secrets across the sidewalk, the air crisp with exhaust and distant bagel carts. I needed air. Answers. Jake's loft was a 20-minute walk, past the bodega where the cat always eyed me like I owed it milk. By the time I reached his door in Greenpoint, sweat beaded on my neck despite the chill, my pulse a war drum. I pounded once, twice, until it swung open, his bleary eyes widening in mock surprise. El? What the? You roofied me. The words spat out, flat and lethal, no room for his charm. He blinked, rubbing his jaw, stubble rasping under his fingers. Jake Harlan, 32, former music producer turned crypto hustler. All lean muscle and easy lies wrapped in a Henley that smelled like his cologne. Sandalwood and regret. Come on, that's crazy. You were wasted, I walked you out. Liar. I shoved past him, the door banging shut behind me, my boots thudding on the hardwood. His place reeked of weed and takeout Thai. Canvases leaning against walls like forgotten promises. Remnants of his art phase before he ditched me. I spun on him, voice cracking. I woke up with memories of someone else. Someone real. His laugh was a bark, but his eyes darted, guilty. You're delusional, babe. Sit down, I'll make coffee. He reached for me, but I jerked back, the contact burning like acid. That's when the first real flash hit. Fiona's lips on mine, soft and urgent, her nails digging into my hips as thunder rolled outside. Not a dream. A pull. From somewhere deep. We argued for an hour, voices rising like steam from the kettle he never turned off, the whistle piercing the air until I yanked the plug. He denied it all. You're paranoid, I'll always have been. But I saw the pill bottle in his medicine cabinet, half hidden behind expired Advil. GHB crystals glinting like shattered glass. Get out, he snarled finally, face twisted. The man I once loved reduced to a stranger with clenched fists. I did, storming into the street where cabs honked and a street vendor hawked roasted chestnuts, their smoky sweetness twisting my gut. My hand shook as I pulled up Fiona's Insta. At Phone Paint. Last post 3 days ago. A swirl of reds and golds, caption chasing ghosts in the rain. 15K likes. She was thriving. Me? I was unraveling. By noon, I was at my desk in the co-working space off Bedford, laptop screen blurring as I typed notes. Jake's history of experiments, my blackouts, the redhead who felt more real than my own skin. Colleagues chattered around me. Did you see the new season of The Crown? But their words washed over like subway static. A notification pinged. An email from my editor, greenlighting a deeper dive into underground chem clubs. Irony at its finest. But as I typed Fiona O'Connor, the keys stuck, her face flooding back, her sigh against my neck, the salt of her skin. I closed my eyes, the office hum fading to that imagined rain, and whispered her name. It tasted like home. Like loss. Like the start of something that could break me wide open. The afternoon dragged, coffee turning cold in my mug, the bitter dregs mirroring my mood. I wandered Bushwick by dusk, graffiti walls whispering stories of rebellion, the air thick with fryer oil from Ticarius. Fiona's studio was here somewhere. I'd Googled it on a whim, address tucked in an old notebook. 142 Johnson Avenue, 3rd floor. The building loomed, bricks scarred by time, fire escape ladders dangling like veins. I shouldn't go. But my feet moved anyway. Up creaky stairs that smelled of turpentine and mildew. Her door was ajar, light spilling out golden, accompanied by the scratch of a brush on canvas and a low hum. Some indie folk tune voiced like velvet over gravel. I knocked, soft, heart lodged in my throat. She opened it, paint flecks smock tied loose, red hair piled in a messy bun, strands escaping like flames. Those eyes, emerald storms, widened then softened. Elena? Holy shit, it's you. Her accent curled around my name, warm as a hearth. I stood there, frozen, the hallway light flickering like a bad omen. I had this dream, I blurted, voice hoarse. About you. It felt real. She tilted her head, a small smile playing, but her gaze searched mine, seeing the cracks. Dreams are tricky beasts. Come in. The invitation hung, simple, loaded. Inside, the space breathed art. Easels crowded with half-finished skies, the floor a mosaic of drips, air heavy with linseed oil and possibility. She poured tea from a chipped pot, steam rising like ghosts, handing me a mug that warmed my palms. We sat on mismatched stools, knees almost brushing, and I spilled it all, the drug, the blackout, the pull toward her that defied logic. She listened, chin in hand, freckles dancing in the lamplight. Jake sounds like a right prick, she murmured, anger flashing hot. Then softer. But you're here. That's not nothing. Our eyes met and the room shrank, the world outside. Horns blaring, laughter from the bar below, fading to a hush. Her hand covered mine, tentative, electric. Skin on skin. The sigh that escaped me was bone deep, relief and terror twisted. What if it's not just a dream? I whispered, thumb tracing her knuckles. She leaned in, breath mingling, the scent of her clay and jasmine flooding my senses. Then let's find out. Her lips brushed mine, featherlight, a question. I answered with yes, pulling her closer, the kiss igniting like dry tinder. Heat bloomed, slow and sure, her fingers threading my hair as the song on her speaker crooned, "Come back to me." For the first time since waking, the ache eased. But in the back of my mind, Jake's shadow loomed, a storm gathering. Nights blurred after that. A haze of stolen hours and whispered confessions. Fiona's loft becoming my sanctuary amid the chaos Jake stirred. We'd lie tangled on her futon, city lights painting stripes across our bodies, her head on my chest as I traced lazy patterns on her back. "Tell me about Dublin," I'd murmur into her hair, the silk of it tickling my lips. She'd chuckle, low and throaty, the vibration humming through me. "Rainy shite, mostly. But the cliffs wild, endless. Like you." Her stories wove through the dark. Pub fights with her da over her city girl dreams. The first time she kissed a girl behind a fish market, salt air sharp on their tongues. I'd share mine in return. Growing up in the Bronx, Mas Eras con pollo steaming on Sundays. The day I came out to her over tamales, her hug fierce and wordless. "You're my fighter," she'd said, eyes wet. Felt safe here, real. But safety's a fragile thing in New York, where exes lurk like rats in the subway. 2 weeks in, the first crack showed. I was at a diner on Metropolitan, fork scraping eggs, when my phone lit up. "Jake, we need to talk. Your article's digging too deep." My piece on chem clubs had dropped that morning. Anonymous sources pointing fingers at his network of party suppliers. I'd anonymized everything, but paranoia gnawed. I ignored it, sliding into a booth across from Fiona for our ritual brunch. Her avocado toast scattered with chili flakes, my black coffee steaming. She slid her foot along my calf under the table, sly grin lighting her face. "Missed ye last night. Work had kept me late, pounding pavement for quotes, but the truth? Fear. Every time I left her door, the city's pulse reminded me of him. Shadows in alleys, faces in crowds. Couldn't stop thinking about you," I admitted, lacing our fingers, her calluses rough from brushes grounding me. The waitress refilled waters, ice clinking like warnings, and Fiona leaned in, voice dropping. "Then stay tonight. All night." We did more than stay. Her studio transformed under moonlight. Canvases pushed aside as we mapped each other with hands and mouths, breath sinking in the quiet. She tasted like green tea and salt, her moan soft against my throat as I learned the curve of her waist, the spot below her ear that made her arch. "Elena." She'd gasp, name a lifeline, and I'd lose myself in the rhythm. Skin sliding, sheets whispering, the distant wail of sirens, a urban lullaby. Afterward, we'd talk till dawn, her sketching idle swirls on my thigh with a fingertip, me confessing the drug's aftermath. Nightmares where Jake's face morphed into hers, accusatory. "He's poison," she said firmly, propping on an elbow, red strands curtaining her breast. "But you're not. You're light." Her words settled like balm, but sleep evaded, my mind replaying that hotel phantom. Had the drug unlocked something buried or invented it whole? Morning brought reality crashing. A voicemail from my editor. "Reyes Harlan's lawyered up. Says your sources are fabricating. Pull back or we're sued." Shit. I pace Fiona's kitchen, bare feet cold on linoleum, the fridge humming judgment. She watched from the counter, mug cradled, concern etching lines around her mouth. "Don't let him win, love. Expose the bastard." Her fire fueled me. We brainstormed over oatmeal, her ideas sharp as her blades. Tail his parties, record confessions. By noon I was wired, adrenaline buzzing as we parted with a kiss that lingered. Her lips bruised from the night. "Be careful," she murmured, hand on my cheek, thumb brushing my lip. The door clicked shut, and the hallway echoed empty. Jake's next move came swift. A bouquet at my door that evening, roses red as blood, card reading "Forgive me?" Dinner? I shredded them in the trash, thorns pricking my palm, a drop of blood welling like accusation. But doubt crept. Was I paranoid? The memories of Fiona felt too vivid, too layered. her laugh echoing in empty rooms, phantom touches on my arm during meetings. I hit a support group that night, circle of folding chairs in a church basement off Flushing, fluorescent buzz overhead. Women shared, dates gone sour, trust shattered, and I spilled about the drugging, the dreams bleeding into day. Sounds like your subconscious screaming, the facilitator said, her voice steady as a metronome. What does she represent? Freedom, I thought. Escape. But saying it aloud cracked something. Tears hot on my cheeks, the room blurring. A hand squeezed mine. Another survivor, her grip firm. You're not alone, Elena. Fiona waited up when I got back, takeout ties steaming on the table, her worry soft in the lamplight. We ate cross-legged on the floor. Boxes open like secrets, her feeding me bites with chopsticks, playful. Rough night. I nodded, swallowing the lump. Missed you. Honesty poured then, raw as the ginger burn. My fears of dragging her into Jake's mess, the way loving her terrified me more than any blackout. She set her box aside, crawling to straddle my lap, hands framing my face. I'm in, ye daft woman. All the way. Her kiss was fierce, claiming, tongues tangling as thunder rumbled outside. Rain starting in earnest. We moved to the bed, clothes shedding like old skins, her body a landscape I memorized. Freckles like constellations, the dip of her spine. Pleasure built slow, deliberate, her whispers in my ear, mine stay. Until release shattered me, waves crashing, her name a sob on my lips. But dawn brought the text. Saw you with her. Slut. Jake. Attached photo. Us leaving the diner, her arm around my waist. Stalker. My blood-iced phone slipping from numb fingers. Fiona stirred, murmuring sleepily, but I slipped out, dressing in the gray light, heart pounding. I couldn't let him touch this. Her. By the time she woke, coffee brewed, I was suited up. Notebook in hand, resolve steel. Gonna end this, I said, kissing her forehead, the scent of her sleep-warm skin lingering. She nodded, eyes fierce. Bring him down. The door closed and the stairs descended into the storm-slick streets, puddles reflecting neon lies. I hailed a cab to his office in Midtown, the driver cursing traffic, wipers slapping rhythm. Jake's building gleamed, all glass and ambition, security nodding me up. His pull still lingered. He lounged in his corner suite, skyline sprawling behind, pouring scotch neat. Babe, this has to stop. His smile was oil slick but eyes hard. I stood rigid, recorder hidden in my pocket, whirring silent. The drugs. The stalking. Confess and I walk away. He laughed, swirling ice, clink echoing. You're unhinged. That redhead's filling your head with fairy tales. Rage flared. How did he know her name? Leave Fiona out of it. His grin widened, predatory. Or what? She joins the blackout club. The threat hung venomous and I lunged, grabbing his lapels, the fabric bunching under my fists. Touch her and you're done. He shoved me off, breath ragged, the room spinning. Security burst in, dragging me down, but not before I hissed. It's over, Jake. The elevator plummeted, my reflection fractured in steel doors, wild-eyed, alive. Back in Bushwick, Fiona's door flew open to her arms, rain-soaked and shaking. She towed me inside, towel rubbing my hair, murmurs soothing. What happened? I collapsed onto the couch, the story tumbling out. Confrontation, threat, the fire it lit. She paced, fury coiling, then stopped, cupping my face. We fight back. Together. That night we planned. Her connections in the art scene for alibis, my sources for dirt. Lovemaking followed, urgent, reclaiming. Her on top, hips grinding, breaths mingling in gasps. Climax hit like lightning, bodies slick. Her cry muffled in my neck. Sleep came deep, dreamless, her weight an anchor. But morning mail brought the subpoena. Jake suing for defamation. The war escalated and in its heart our love bloomed defiant, a red flame against the gray. Subpoenas stacked like unpaid bills on my kitchen counter, each one a paper cut to the soul, but Fiona's presence turned the sting to strategy. We'd claimed a corner of her studio as command central, laptop glowing, notebook splayed, her sketches of Jake's face caricatured as a snarling wolf taped to the wall. Bastard's got teeth, she'd quip, charcoal smudging her fingers as she drew. Her focus a quiet storm that mirrored mine. Morning started with her brewing Irish breakfast tea, strong and tannic, the steam curling like questions unanswered. "Fuel for the fight," she'd say, pressing a mug into my hands, our fingers brushing in that way that sparked embers low in my belly. I'd pull her close then, kissing the tea from her lips, the world narrowing to her hum of approval, the press of her body against the counter. The city pulsed around us, indifferent, subway platforms slick with December slush, holiday lights twinkling like false promises on stoops. My article series exploded online, shares spiking as readers devoured the underbelly. Camdens and Loft's trust eroded one pill at a time. Comments flooded. Finally someone's talking. But threats too. Anonymous DMs laced with Jake's venom. "Watch your back, Reyes." And hers. Fiona read them aloud over pad thai one night, her voice steady, chopsticks pausing mid-air. "He's scared. Means we're close." Her eyes met mine across the takeout carnage. Green depths holding steady. I nodded, but fear coiled tight, a serpent in my gut. That evening we walked the bridge. Brooklyn to Manhattan, wind whipping her red hair like banners, my arm looped in hers. The East River churned below, ferries horn blasting, and she stopped midway, leaning on the rail. "Remember our interview? You asked if art heals." I did, her loft then, sunlight slanting, her vulnerability cracking open. "Does it?" She turned wind-tousled, cupping my jaw. "With you?" It mends. Intimacy deepened in fragments. A stolen shower, water cascading hot as her hands soaked my back, thumbs circling knots till I melted against her, sighs echoing off tiles. Or lazy Sundays, her head in my lap as I read aloud from dog-eared Audre Lorde. Her fingers toying with my belt loops, gaze soft with want. "Read that bit again," she'd murmur, voice husky, and I'd oblige, words weaving till her lips found my thigh, kisses trailing fire. Pleasure was our rebellion. Slow builds under blankets, her tongue tracing collarbones, my nails raking her shoulders as release whispered through us, bodies sinking like tides. But dreams persisted, the drugs echo. That hotel night replaying, now layered with reality. Fiona's laugh morphing into gasps, her face the anchor in the blur. Waking tangled, I'd bury my nose in her neck, inhaling jasmine and paint, whispering real like a mantra. Jake's countermove hit mid-month. A smear piece in a tabloid, journalist's breakdown, drugs and delusions? Photos grainy, me leaving the group, eyes red. Us at the diner, cropped to imply scandal. My editor called, voice tied over speaker. "Pair nightmare, Elena. Lay low." Lay low? In New York? I laughed bitter, pacing Fiona's floor. Floorboards creaking under frantic steps. She caught my wrist, pulling me down, her calm a lifeline. "He's bluffing. We go public, your truth, my art." Her idea. An exhibit tying my story to her paintings, storms of red and black symbolizing violation, reclamation. Viewers see us. See you. Tears pricked, pride, love swelling. We prepped feverishly. Her canvas flying, brush strokes furious. Me scripting a manifesto, words raw as exposed wire. Opening night loomed, a converted warehouse in Red Hook. Snow flurrying outside like confetti gone wrong. I dressed in her borrowed blouse, silk whispering against skin, her hand steadying my tremble as she pinned my hair. "Gorgeous," she breathed, lips brushing my temple, and I believed her, mirror reflecting us, two women forged in fire. The crowd swelled. Artists in berets, journalists with notepads, queer icons sipping spike cider. Fiona's pieces dominated. Echoes, a triptych of blurred faces dissolving into flames, my byline etched in gold leaf. I spoke first, voice cracking over the mic, the hum of amps amplifying my pulse. "This isn't just my story. It's ours, survivors, lovers, fighters." Eyes found hers across the room, her nod fierce, and the applause crashed like waves. But midway through, the door banged open, Jake's suit rumpled, eyes wild, shoving through bodies. "You bitch," he snarled, voice slicing the din, bottle in hand, whiskey sloshing. Security lunged, but he barreled toward the stage, face contorted. "Lies. All of it." Chaos erupted. Gasps, phones flashing, Fiona vaulting barriers to reach me. I froze, mic live, his spit flecking my cheek as he loomed. "She begged for it, drugs, everything. And that dyke? Just your fantasy." The word landed like a slap, room hushing. Rage ignited. I grabbed the mic stand, swinging low, not to hit but to block. Get out. You're done. He lunged, but Fiona was there, wrenching his arm, her painter's strength surprising. Touch her again, and I'll paint your blood on canvas. Security hauled him, his curses echoing. You'll regret this. Door slamming final. The aftermath blurred. Cop's statements in a back room, Fiona's arm around me, her warmth cutting the chill. You were brilliant, she whispered, thumb wiping my tear. We slipped out to the roof, snow soft on our faces, city sprawl glittering below. I kissed her then, desperate, snowflakes melting on our lashes, her mouth yielding sweet. Hands roamed urgent, coats unzipped against the cold, her back to the parapet as I pressed in, breaths fogging. I love you, I gasped, first time aloud, the words freeing. She smiled against my lips, pulling me closer. Took ye long enough. Laughter bubbled, light in the dark, and we tumbled inside to her bed, shedding layers till skin met skin. Lovemaking was worship, tongues mapping scars, fingers delving deep, her cries muffled in pillows as I brought her over the edge, then her turn, patient, unraveling me till stars burst behind eyes. Days after, the tabloid retracted, Jake's empire cracking under investigations, my sources singing. But victory tasted bittersweet. Therapy sessions unearthed the drug's toll, memories fracturing further. Fiona sat beside, hand in mine, her presence the thread holding me. One night, post-session, we drove to Coney Island, boardwalk empty under moon, waves crashing rhythmic. She spread a blanket, pulling wine from a bag, the cork popped sharp. To us, she toasted, glasses clinking, Merlot tart on tongues. We talked dreams, hers of a solo show in Chelsea, mine of a book on survival. Her head on my shoulder, wind salty, she murmured. That redhead in your blackout? Was me, you know. Subconscious knew. I turned, kissing her slow, the ocean's roar our soundtrack. Love, I realized, wasn't absence of storm but dancing in it. Winter gripped the city like a grudge, icicles daggering brownstones, but our rhythm held. Fiona's exhibits booking upstate, my pitches landing at the Village Voice. We'd steal weekends away, her old Chevy rattling to the Catskills, cabin rented cheap with a wood stove crackling welcome. First night there, snow blanketing pines outside, she'd build the fire, sparks dancing like fireflies, while I chopped onions for stew, knife thwacking board steady. Smells like home, she'd say, wrapping arms around me from behind, chin on shoulder, her breath warm on my neck. Dinner by flamelight, stew steaming, bread torn with hands, stories flowing easy, her Dawes fiddle tunes, my abuela's ghost stories that kept me up as a kid. Bed followed, flannel sheets rough, her body a furnace against mine, slow explorations in the glow. Lips on breasts, thighs parting with sighs, the creak of floorboards under shifting weight. Climax built languid, her whispers, more love, drawing it out till we shattered quiet, aftershocks rippling. Back in Brooklyn, Jake's ghost lingered subtler. Mail rerouted, calls from unknown numbers clicking to silence. Therapy peeled layers, the drug not just erasing hours, but rewriting them. Fiona's image a talisman against void. She's your anchor, my counselor noted, voice even over the phone. Rain pattering my window. She was. But anchors dragged too. Guilt surfaced for pulling her into my wreckage. One February Eve, post-deadline haze, I cooked. Pie sputtering in the pan, saffron threads like gold veins. Fiona burst in, cheeks flushed from cold, arms laden with sketch pads. Missed ye, she grinned, dumping them, pulling me into a kiss that tasted of street pretzels and want. We ate on the fire escape, city hum below, her feet in my lap, toes wiggling playful. What's eating ye? She asked, fork pausing, intuition sharp. I confessed the doubt, am I enough? After all this mess? Her eyes softened, setting plate aside, crawling to straddle me, the metal groaning. Yuri everything. Mess and all. Her hands unbuttoned my shirt, slow, mouth following, nipping collarbone as snow dusted our hair. There under stars pricked by smog we made love, fingers slick, hips rocking urgent, her gasps fogging glass panes. Release came fierce, a cry swallowed in kiss binding us tighter. Spring teased early, crocuses poking concrete, but Jake resurfaced venomous. A court date for the suit, his lawyers circling like vultures. Prep consumed us. Depositions in sterile offices, coffee bitter as testimony, Fiona waiting outside, her texts lifelines, proud of ye warrior. The hearing dragged, judge's gavel sharp, Jake's glare across the aisle ice pick. He testified smooth, she's unstable, obsessed, but my evidence mounted. Recordings, witness affidavits, the pill bottle analyzed. Fiona's exhibit photos projected, her voiceover playing. Art doesn't lie. Neither does love. The room hushed, his facade cracking, sweat beating temple. Recess called, and in the hall she found me, hands framing face. Yuri dismantling him. Her kiss was salt-tinged, desperate, pulling me into a stairwell shadow, backs to cold wall. Skirts hiked, her fingers deft, stroking till knees buckled. My bite on her shoulder muffling moans. Quick, raw, a stolen breath before battle. Verdict dropped 2 days later. Dismissed, with sanctions on him for frivolous claim. News hit wires, my byline front page, interviews piling. Celebration at our spot, the dive where it sparked shots of Jameson burning throats. Fiona raised hers, eyes gleaming. To ghosts banished. Laughter bubbled, her hand under the table on my thigh, squeezing promise. Homeward, cab weaving, we tumbled out giggling, upstairs tripping, door barely shut before clothes flew. Against the wall, her lifting me. Legs wrapping waist, thrusts deep and claiming, the thud of pictures rattling. Love ye, she panted, foreheads pressed, sweat slick. Echoed back. Climax crashing mutual. Bodies sliding to floor in heap, breath sinking slow. But hauntings shifted, not Jake's but mine. Dreams evolved. The redhead clearer, now fully Fiona, but laced with foreboding. Her fading into fog, my calls unanswered. Woke sweating one April dawn, her side empty, panic clawing. Found her at canvas, dawn painting her profile gold. Brush paused midstroke. Bad one? She asked soft, setting it down. I nodded, pulling her to bed, burying in her warmth. Don't leave. Her laugh gentle, arms enfolding. Never. That day we wandered Dumbo, cobblestones uneven. Her sketching carousels while I snapped pics, wind off water crisp. Lunch at a pier cafe, lobster rolls dripping, her stealing fries with a wink. Marry me. The question slipped casual, fork midway but eyes earnest. Heart stuttered, yes hovered but fear nipped. Soon, I whispered, kissing knuckles. She smiled but shadow crossed, time ticking. Summer sweltered in, humidity thick as unspoken vows. Fire hydrants spraying kids' shrieks. My book deal landed. Memoir on survival, Fiona's illustrations sealed. Signing party at a rooftop bar, skyline ablaze sunset, toasts clinking. Jake's name surfaced once, arrested for distribution, his empire dust. Catharsis washed but hollow without her full. That night, drunk on champagne bubbles, we danced slow to a busker's guitar. Her cheek to mine, bodies swaying. Say yes, she murmured, breath hot. I did, tears mixing sweat. Yes. Cheers erupted, phantom, just us. Kissing deep as the city thrummed approval. Proposal formalized over weekend getaway. Hudson Valley Inn, wildflowers rioting fields. Picnic under oak, her unpacking ring. Simple gold band, emerald chip winking. On knee, accent thick. Be my forever, Elena? Sobs choked yes, pulling her up. Ring sliding warm, our embrace fierce. Love making in meadow grass, sun dappling her above me. Slow rocks building to frenzy, cries lost in wind. After tangled, she traced the band. Ours now. Joy swelled but dreams warned. Red hair bleeding to shadow, a whisper too good. Back home, planning bloomed. Small ceremony in her studio, vows amid paints. But cracks spidered. My tours booked, her residency in Dublin calling, family pull. Arguments sparked first time. Over dinner, rice steaming, her saying, just a month, love. Das ill. Jealousy flared irrational. What if you stay? Voices rose, plates clattering, her storming out to paint fury. I followed, apology on lips, finding her crying over canvas. Red slashed violent. Don't want to lose ye, she admitted, voice break. I knelt, wiping tears. Won't. Reconciliation raw, bed claiming apologies, bodies urgent. Forgiveness in every touch, release a bomb. Yet tension simmered, dreams darkening. Fiona vanishing, my screams silent. Therapy flagged it, PTSD echo attachment fear. Talk to her, urged. I did, over coffee, black hands clasp. Scared shitless. Her nod understanding, squeezing. Me too. But we choose daily. Strengthened we pressed. Invite sent. Dress fittings her in lace. Me in linen mirrors reflecting flushed excitement. Fall gilded edges again. Leaves crunching under boots as wedding neared. Studio transformed. White linens draped easels, wildflowers in jars scenting air sweet. Rehearsal dinner at our diner, booths squeezed with friends. My ma beaming, her bro from Dublin awkward charming, toast sloshing beer foam. Fiona's hand in mine under table. Thumb circling ring, anchor steady. Nervous, she whispered, lips to ear shiver trailing. Terrified. I admitted but grinned, love's edge sharp, exhilarating. Night ended in her loft, guests gone. A slow dancing to vinyl crackle, Ella Fitzgerald crooning sultry. Her dress hiked easy, my hands roaming, pressing her to wall. Kisses trailing neck as she arched, gasp soft. Floor followed, carpet burn forgotten in rhythm. Her nails scoring back, climax whispering shared. Afterglow lazy traces. Wedding dawn broke pink, city hushed reverence. Ma helped lace me, fingers trembling. Me hijja, so beautiful. Tears pricked, her acceptance hard won, now fierce. Fiona waited in studio, back turned, red hair loose cascade. Gown simple ivory, freckles peeking lace. Turned, breath caught, ethereal eyes shining. Eerie stunning. Vows exchanged amid canvases, her voice steady. In storms and calm I choose ye. Mine cracked. My light, my home. Rings exchanged, kiss ceiling soft. Then deepening, cheers erupting, confetti paint flecks raining. Reception spilled to roof, string lights twinkling. Band playing queer anthems, dances sweaty joyous. Her first spin with bro, laughter pealing, then back to me, hips grinding close, whispers heated. Mrs. O'Connor is mine. Honeymoon whisked us to Ireland, her gift, cliff she'd promised. Flight turbulence mirrored gut, but landing grounded. Dublin rain welcoming, her hand laced through customs. Rental cottage overlooked sea, waves crashing eternal. Peat fire smoking hearth. First night, dinner pub local, stew hearty, her stories animating walls. Childhood haunts now ours. Bed carved oak, her undressing slow. Candlelight gilding curves, my mouth worshipping, breasts belly lower, her thighs quaking, cries Gaelic mingled. Reciprocated, her tongue expert. Fingers curling, release bowing me, sobs of yes. Days blurred idle. Hikes to Maher, wind whipping, her sketching ledges while I photographed, salt spray beating lashes. Evenings tangled, bath steaming, her back scrubbed gentle. Turning to straddle, water sloshing as we rocked, peaks splashing. But dreams intruded. Red hair dissolving seafoam, her voice fading weight. Woke gasping, her stirring concerned. Again. Nod bearing face chest. Just echoes. She held tighter, murmur soothing, but seed doubt planted, change loomed. Her art pulling transatlantic. Return thrust reality. Book tour East Coast, her solo show Chelsea. Goodbyes airport ache, kiss lingering, her love ye echoing departure. Weeks fragmented, signings crowds adoring, but hotel beds cold calls her voice tinny. Texts bridged. Miss your laugh, her reply soon love, painted ye in blues. But distance nod, arguments via FaceTime. My exhaustion snappish, her stress frayed. Ye don't get it, family needs me more. Hurt lashed. And I don't. Screens froze tension, silence is heavy. Climax brewed mid-tour. Boston stop, panel on resilience, words hollow without her. Hotel bar after scotch neat when phone rang, her voice break. Das gone. Come home. Heart shattered, cab to airport midnight. Flight dawn breaking red. Landed her loft, door opening to her crumpled red eyes, paint-smeared cheeks. Collapsed mutual sobs racking. Her clinging needed ye. Bed haven holding wordless, grief's weight shared. Funeral Ireland followed, cliff somber, her eulogy poetic pained, my hand lifeline. Wake pub solemn, toasts whiskey sharp, her leaning heavy, whispers thank ye for being. Healing slow. Back Brooklyn, her canvas dark, gray's morning. I'd brew tea, sit silent, hand on knee. Intimacy tentative. Touches seeking, her body yielding slow, my caresses patient, rebuilding trust in skin. One night, storm raging, thunder shaking pains, she pulled me close, lips desperate. Need to feel alive. Undress frantic, body slamming her on hands, knees, thrusts deep, cries drowning rain. Catharsis poured after tears mixing her, don't leave me broken. But fractures deepened. Her withdrawal sketches solitary, my work deadline distant. Therapy solo now, unpacking codependence. Love's not possession. Confronted over dinner, falafel spiced, voices rising. Ye smother. Her accusation, mine ye shut out. Plates pushed, doors slammed, streets swallowing her. Hours later return, rain-lashed, apology in eyes. Scared of losing myself. Hugged fierce. Then find together. Counseling joint followed, sessions raw, tears, laughs, truths unearthed. Progress flickered. Date night Coney, Ferris wheel swaying, her hand mine, sunset bleeding sky. Still choose ye, she vowed, kiss sweet cotton candy. Yet dreams peaked ominous. Fiona read to shadow, final plea let go. Woke alone, her gone note, need space. Residency Dublin. Love F. Gut hollowed, city mocking cheer. Called voicemail echo. Days blurred numb, work mechanical, friends concern brushing. Ma's tamales consoled, amor regressa. But doubt rooted. Tracked her Insta. Dublin posts, vibrant but solo, caption reclaiming roots. Heart cracked wider. Decision brewed. Flight booked impulse, landing rainy Dublin, her flat found via mutual. Door opened wary, her hair cropped short, eyes guarded. Elena? What? Words tumbled. Can't let go. Fight for us. She softened, pulling inside, tea steeping awkward. Talk marathon, grief's theft, fears unspoken, love's evolution. Need to breathe, she admitted, but hands sought mine. Bed that night chased, holding only, breath sinking tentative. Morning cliffs walk, wind healing her misty breaking dam. Kiss reignited slow, cottage rented again, reclaiming bodies familiar yet new. Touches exploratory, peaks tender, vows renewed wordless. Return joint, residency bridged, our life hybrid. Her commuting, me freelancing remote. Dreams faded, red hair staying vivid, anchor not chain. Years folded like well-worn pages, our love a tapestry woven resilient. Fiona's galleries spanning coasts, my books stacking shelves. Home a Bushwick brownstone bought joint, creaky stairs echoing laughter. Morning's ritual. Her coffee black, my tea milky, newspapers shared over toast crumbs. Her foot hooking ankle playful. Read that review, she'd nudge, accent still lilting after decade, my grown fond. Intimacy evolved seasoned. Nights urgent still, her pinning wrists, mouth devouring my retorts gasps. Or lazy Sundays, fingers lazy in hair. Slow builds to shudders shared. But age-tempered. Her red silver threaded, my curls streaked gray, bodies softer, touches reverent. Challenges crested inevitable. Her diagnosis, breast shadow on scan, world tilting. Waiting room sterile, her hand clammy, mind jokes strained. If I lose a tit, ye still love me? Laughter choked. Always. Treatments blurred. Chemo nausea, her puking porcelain. Me holding hair, broth spoon gentle. Her sketches turned inward. Bodies fragmented, healing abstract. Support circled. Ma's visits pozole laden, her bros flights, friends casseroles. Intimacy adapted. Her initiating soft, my lips tracing scars new. Her sighs grateful, climaxes quiet profound. Remission dawn spring, her canvas exploding color. Our bed reclaiming fierce. Alive love. Thrust celebrating, tears salting skin. Parenthood whispered late. Adoption papers inked. Lily arriving for, braids wild, questions endless. Why two moms? She'd ask, crayons clutched. Fiona's tales enchanted. Irish sprites, Bronx bravado mine. Bedtime's trio tangled. Her lullabies Gaelic soft. My stories bridging worlds. Lily's energy chaos. Park chases, her giggles peeling, Fiona sketching swings, me chasing spills. Date night stolen. Babysitter trusted, dinners candlelit. Her foot teas under table. Homeward cabs heated. Door barely shut before skirts hiked. Hall quickie breathless. Dreams long silenced, but one anniversary, 10th Cliffs Ireland revisited. Resurface gentle. Red hair young Fiona smiling you did it. Woke her arms whispering tale her chuckle rumbling. Knew from first blackout you were mine. Toast on bluff wind whipping rings glinting. Forever enough? Her yes kiss sealed sea roaring assent. Legacy built. My memoir sequel her retrospective MoMA. Lily's school plays cheered loudest. Old age crept graceful, silver matching walks slow her hand arthritic mine. Studio visits her mentoring young queers my lectures inspiring. Evenings porch swing wine sipped, stars pricking pollution. Best plot twist, she'd murmur head shoulder. Us. Final chapter unwrote gentle. Her fate slow, cancer return relentless. Hospice bed hers our room sunlight dappled, lily grown visiting hand hers frail. Tell the redhead thanks, she whispered breath shallow eyes emerald dimming. For haunting ye to me. Tears tracked my love eternal. Last breath side piece room hushing grief title. Aftermath ocean deep. Days empty echo her smock folded drawer, scent jasmine faint. Therapy waves lily anchor. She'd want ye living mom. Book unfinished hers completed. Exhibit hauntings. Red's eternal. Dreams returned nightly. Her young beckoning join soon. Peace settled love not ended transformed. Whisper in wind warmth in sun. Years on I walk cliff solo red hair memory heart full. Haunting. Nay. Homecoming. Meaning etched. Love defies drugs distance death. Endures red flame unquenched.